Nationalism is a large group of people who identify themselves by their culture, religion, history, ancestry, territory, and language, and fight strongly for their beliefs and the greater good of their culture. It can cause unification, separation, state building, or independence to the people. Starting in 1815, 39 German states loosely grouped themselves together as the German Confederation. The Austrian Empire controlled these states, but later on Prussia would take over and unify them as Germany. Prussia was a much more stable and unified country than the Austro-Hungary Empire because it had one main ethnic group, while Austria was being torn apart by different groups of nationalists. Wilhelm I of Prussia chose Otto von Bismarck as his prime minister, who was a master of realpolitik, also known as the politics of reality. In 1864, Prussia and Austria formed an alliance and went to war against Denmark to win two border provinces for the kingdom, Schleswig and Holstein, which increased national pride. This also won new respect from other Germans and lent support for Prussia as head of a unified Germany. Prussia governed Schleswig while Austria controlled Holstein, but soon after, Bismarck caused conflict with Austria about borders, provoking Austria to declare the 7 Weeks' War on Prussia. Prussia won the victory and was able to take control in northern Germany. By 1867, only a couple southern German states were still independent of Prussian control. Bismarck stirred conflict again and created the impression that the French ambassador had insulted the Prussian king. The French reacted to Bismarck's deception by declaring war on Prussia in 1870. During this, 83,000 prisoners were taken, including Napoleon III. The Franco-Prussian War was the final stage in German unification, and the nationalistic fever seized people in southern Germany because they finally accepted Prussian leadership. Nationalism played a huge role in the unification of Germany. It brought the people together when the German states realized that they would be stronger together than apart. The German states shared the same language and culture, which led to their nationalist movement of unification. Between 1815 and 1848, Italians became unhappy living under foreign rulers. Italian nationalists looked for leadership from the Kingdom of Piedmont, Sardinia, the largest and most powerful of the Italian states. The kingdom had adopted a liberal constitution in 1848, and to liberal Italian middle-class people, it seemed like a good plan. In 1852, Sardinia's king, Victor Emmanuel II, named Count Camillo di Cavour his prime minister. Cavour used skillful diplomacy and chose alliances well to gain control of northern Italy. The French Emperor Napoleon III agreed with Cavour to help drive Austria out of northern Italian provinces, which then provoked a war with the Austrians. He combined a French Sardinian army, who won 2 quick victories against Austria, and they gained all of northern Italy except Venetia. During this, Cavour secretly started helping nationalist rebels in southern Italy. These Italian states did not want to be a part of the Austrian-Hungary Empire anymore, because they spoke a different language and had different beliefs than the people. Nationalists believed all these Italian states should come together as one, instead of being controlled by separate foreign leaders. A small army of Italian nationalists, led by Giuseppe Garibaldi, captured Sicily and became known as the Red Shirts because Garibaldi always wore a bright red shirt when going to battle. Later, Garibaldi agreed with Cavour to unite the southern areas he had conquered with the Kingdom of Piedmont, Sardinia. In 1866, the Austrian province of Venetia, which included the city of Venice, became part of Italy. Finally, in 1870, Italian forces took over the last part of a territory known as the Papal States and formed a full nation. Nationalism took place in Italy during the 19th century because Italians took notice that they did not like living under foreign rulers and wanted to be united as one because they shared the same language, culture, and background. This nationalist movement was an example of unification.
Before the unification of Germany and Italy, there had been 39 separate German states, and foreign leaders had ruled most of the Italian countries. Between 1815 and 1854, a balance of power created by the Congress of Vienna had prevented wars from occurring, and there had been much peace in Europe. Once Germany came out as an empire, and Italy as one unified state, this managed to disturb this balance. Britain and Germany were now the most powerful nations, both militarily and economically. The nation-states and empires that had once been balanced were now competing against each other to be more powerful. Having Germany and Italy come into the picture distorted the idea of a balanced European society. Italy became unified in 1861 and Germany only 10 years later. World War I began in 1914, not even 100 years after Germany and Italy's unification. The unification of Germany and Italy had a large impact on the future of Europe because it completely distorted the balance of power. It eventually led to the chaos of World War I and even World War II. After each country was unified, many alliances and agreements were made, changed, and broken. If these events had never happened, Germany and Italy still might not have been countries today. Germany would never have come out as world power economically and militarily.
Different empires may have gained more power, such as Austria, because it became weaker when Prussia took Germany. The unification of Italy also weakened the Austrian Empire because it took parts of the land that it had once controlled. Germany and Italy may have influenced other countries to become united through nationalistic movements as well.